Mbali Hlope, MEC for Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation. It's good to have you in the studio with me. I did get it right. MEC, I know like women are like kind of sensitive about speaking about their age and stuff. Are you one of them?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Okay, so let's start there. Like, you're the MEC. How old are you?
36.
36. Like, even in my ear, my producers are like, wow, wow. The whole world is going, wow. Like, how is that? Like, it's an amazing thing, right? You're 36 and you are at that level in terms of running sport, arts, recreation in the province of Gauteng with the most people in it in the whole country.
Yeah. Look, it's quite amazing, but I'm not alone. There are others who are deputy ministers, some are ministers and so forth, because you know that our organization took a conscious decision to start integrating younger people into leadership. Mm-hmm. It obviously came quite organically because young people have been calling for this, to say we need integration. The population of South Africa is largely youthful, and we ought to see young people in positions of leadership, and so here we are.
And what I'm going to say is, like, you know, because like home, kuse Pimville.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
yeah.
Pimville, yeah. Yeah?
Representing.
You're representing us. No, I'm really amazed by that. And then, you know, you got appointed to the MEC position in May.
Yeah.
How much are you able to do between like May and now?
It's so crazy. We've actually done quite a lot. I feel like I've not been sleeping, but it's such a fun department. You don't even feel that, you know, we're running around because there's so much that's there. Like you say, I mean, it's essentially 4 different things that we have to make sure that are done. There's recreation, there's arts, there's culture, and so forth. Very vibrant. Our stakeholders are amazing. Very vibrant, energetic. So we really are, you know, just making sure that we do as much as possible. We've done a lot of programs, or we will be reporting at the end of the month on our 100 days in office. And we've really done some really interesting programs, touching across various generations, from young people, old people, those on the streets that people ignore, you know, the ones that perform in the streets. We've even been touching those because we've said we're going to focus on all the people that society has neglected.
Okay, so can I ask you this? Because I've had this question asked me before, and now I can ask it to the MEC.
Yeah.
If I'm involved in sports, I'm a sportsman, I'm an athlete, I'm an administrator, I'm whatever it is in the Gauteng province, what does your department do? Like, what can I get in terms of assistance? What do you do?
Our role is largely developmental. So, like, I mean, you were just listening to Katlego saying that he wants to retire.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would think, oh gosh, that's the end of him. It's not the end of him. He just means that he now mutates to another aspect of his career. And that's where we want to draw a lot of these legends, because obviously with sports, you can only go so far. But we're saying, we're pulling to all of them and saying, you're legends in the sport that you've been playing. Come work with us. We want to strengthen school sports, working together with the MEC of Education. Upangaza Lusufi want to strengthen school sports. Because, you know, it's unfortunate. There's no longer PT in schools, except for those that are like your more upper class schools. That's your middle class schools, so to say. But if you look at our schools, the Malogishini, PT is not there. So kids finish school and then they loiter around in the township.
No soccer after school,
no soccer, none
netball,
of that. And we're
those
saying
things.
Here is an avenue. We can draw out, speak to Abu Katlego and so forth, and say, come work with us. Let's inspire these young people to get into sports, to get into arts and the various other things. Because they've got this energy, they're youthful, but how do we redirect it from negative activity into something positive?
Did you play sport?
I did. I played netball, but I enjoyed art more. Yeah.
So.
I enjoyed art more.
Yeah,
no,
So not football, like you couldn't play, you like
No, I watch it. I enjoy it. So I watch sports.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Also expose a good thing.
I'm not exposing, because the reason I ask you is because I see with the Premier that you launched a campaign that really will assist girls who are playing sport to be more comfortable on sports grounds, right? So tell me about that.
You know, people undermine the changes that a woman goes through. And then they wonder why later women are not as integral in sports as you see them. But we've just launched our Sports Bra campaign. And this is really with an appreciation that, you know, as young girls grow up, they start developing their mammary glands, which is the biological term, also known as breasts. They start growing breasts, and unfortunately it affects your weight. It also affects your performance because that means gravity comes into play and it slows down your performance. So with the right equipment in the form of a sports bra, you're able to continue playing without having your performance being hindered. So we were launching that, great campaign, and we were with the Premier doing that because one of the things that we were also doing was watching young girls, 11-year-old, who play rugby, cricket, soccer, and so forth. And we were saying it would be so sad to lose these young girls because of their physicality. So how do we ensure that we assist them to make sure that they continue with the sport that they want to play without having any form of inhibiting factor?
So how do they access the sports bras?
We're giving them away. So if anybody wants, shout out, you know what our details are, go to our social media platforms, and we were giving these away. We'll do the same thing. If there are people who are crying out and saying, look, I've been disadvantaged, I can't afford a sports bra, can you assist me? We're here for you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, it's time for the bell of truth, right? So I'm going to the bell of truth because I can't just, I'm going here. Okay. The bell of truth. This is the question. This is the question for the bell of truth, and you have to tell us the truth. So, when, as MEC, your time is over, what do you want to be remembered for having done as the MEC for sports, arts, culture, and recreation?
I'd like our term to be characterized by having touched those who've been forgotten, like the young girls who fall pregnant early, reintegrate them into society. The talent that's on the streets, who've looked everywhere, they've gone to SABC, they've gone wherever, recording labels, wherever, and they end up performing on the street corners as their platform. I'd like them to feel as though we've been able to touch them in one way or another. The elderly, whose society thinks that they no longer have a use, I'd like them to feel as that we've touched them, because we see a use in all these individuals, from your caddies who get ignored because we focus on the golfers. We have a program even for caddies too, to say all these individuals who we have forgotten, we want them to feel as though they're a critical part of society. We see worth in them, and we want to work with all of them.
How do all these various people in need access what you are able to do for them in the Department of Sports, Arts, Culture, and Recreation in Gauteng? How do they get to these options that you have for them?
So those who have access to the internet, and our libraries provide free Wi-Fi also, they can get our details on our social media platforms. That's YouTube, that's Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. And those who don't, we reach out to you. Like I said, we go to the robots, we're going street per street, searching for the talent, because we don't believe that everybody will come to us. Some people might not know. They might not know, like Sports Bra campaign, people might not know. So we are going out, we're speaking, we've been engaging with stakeholders currently. We've dedicated this whole week to engaging stakeholders across the 5 regions. And we're going out and we're telling people, what are we doing? We're telling them what promises we've made, where the budgets are, and how we want to assist them.
Last thing, before we let you go. Gauteng Sports Awards. You're 36, ne? Which means it's your jive, Amos. Sports Awards are coming up.
Come comfortable. Come comfortable.
Give us some details, like Gauteng Sports Awards. When it comes to Provincial Sports Awards, it's right up there.
Yeah.
When is it coming up? It's going to be your first. What can we expect from you?
The Sports Awards are coming up, very exciting. And we're saying to everybody, to come join. We're calling on society to come and vote in. Tell us who you think has done exceptionally well. We want to just acknowledge the talent that's there. We want to celebrate the talent that's in our country. We did the same with the Summers. We're doing the same now with the sportsmen. To saying Gauteng is the League of Champions. It's the home of champions. And this is what we're celebrating.
The 29th of September.
29th of September.
Sports Awards. No, I've already got like.
Yeah, I can see
these
you're
are
ready.
These are the shoes to come in. Okay, no. MEC, thank you very much for being with us. You've been like a little bit quiet, but it's good that now people in Gauteng and the whole country have seen you and heard what you're all about.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving us the time tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It's awesome.
Great.